So the SD Gundam line has had some ups and a lot of downs. But where it really started to come back in 2011 is the Wing Gundam EW. This thing is great. Because before that, when Seed and Destiny were a thing, they were amazing. And then when 00 and Age came out, they just gave up. And then in 2011, Wing Gundam here came out and just was completely different from all those other kits in the last like 5-6 years. And it's amazing. You can see mine's a little floppy in the ball joint for the head. It is as old as I said, 2011. I bought this when it first came out, so this thing is 13 years old now. I mean, it has a few loose parts because of the age, but it's still great. And they actually didn't do a bad job with the sticker. You got the blue here on the wings, and the red on the wings are most of the stickers. There's a few other ones, but those are the majority of stickers, and it makes sense. The wings on the EW Wing Gundam are very colorful, and I really didn't expect them to do that anyways. The fact that it's so... They decided to go with such a colorful version. They could have gone with the Wing Gundam, the Wing Zero Custom. And they never did. This never became a Wing Zero Custom. It's really weird, because it would have been really simple. But let's get them into mobile suit mode. Just gotta unpig that head. That's a really tight connection. I don't usually have it in bird mode, so I guess it really hasn't been used that much. But of course, it's a very simple transformation, especially with an SD, because you don't have to straighten up the knee joint. There is no knee. But that's it. You got your Wing Gundam EW. And just as colorful as the bird mode, even more so. Stickers are, like I said, minimal. You got the ones on the shoulders here, these gunmetal stickers. The jewel in the chest, which you had to kind of wrap it around the circle, but I mean, what are you gonna do? The sensors on the arms, the eyes, the cameras, and I think that's it. Everything else is plastic. It's a great job. Remember, 2011, way before the cross silhouette line was even a glimmer in their eyes, and it even has good posability. The only thing it really lacks are knees. It's got shorter legs with no knee joints. But you got the hinge polycap so they can bring themselves out. You've got an elbow, which after 6 years I was really happy to see. It's a double ball jointed neck. Like I said, this one's getting a little weak. I might have extras. I do have extra polycaps. I might have one of those. And of course the wings here are ball jointed, which is nice. They're not just hinged. And I like that they give you the extra ammo for the arms, so that the Buster Rifle can be used 3 times if it wanted to use a full blast. Just peg them onto the claws. I appreciate they added those too. They definitely could have left them out. Yeah, they're all one color, but they're added stuff, really. And of course, looking at the weapons, yeah, they just clip it, frictions into this part here. But also, it's weird. They use the handle, which is like a rectangle, and it goes into the round hole here. It works, it's just kind of weird. And you do have to use an extra clip to get it onto the arm. But it's not a standard clip for an SD. You usually just peg it in with a peg into a hole. No, you actually clip it around the arm. So, yeah, I was actually kind of surprised in that. You do have to do it sideways. And I appreciate that the way it's positioned and everything, it actually holds better with these extra ammo on the arm, better than the Master Grade did. Real grade, can't remember. We really should have got a high grade of this. I guess when we get a high grade Wing Gundam or Wing Zero. And so you can just peg the Buster Rifle into here, and you got a good looking Wing Gundam. Even if you compare to the modern cross silhouette Wing Zero Custom, which if they ever do make a version of him in the cross silhouette, I'll totally get that. Like no doubt about it. This is my favorite Wing Gundam, the EW. I love the colors. The version Kotoki was my favorite model for a long time in terms of Master Grade, because it just looked beautiful. I like it more than the Wing Zero Custom personally. So I'm hoping that I suppose I could do it myself. Just buy another. I've seen these back in stock in a couple stores in Canada, so I might just buy another one. Take the wings, take the weapons, give it to him, and bing, bada boom, you're done. It might look a little weird. The wings might be a little too stubby. And you might think that's where the journey ends, but no. There's one more thing they did. If you know anything about that stupid line EX Standard, which they still won't let it die, they give you those little gimmicks with the weapons you can, and parts of the model. You can put it with a high grade. Well, this one, they did a similar thing, but it's for the SD kit, and it doesn't take away from the overall model. You don't need to do it. You wouldn't even know it was here if I didn't show it to you right now. But it involves the Buster Rifle. You might wonder why there's a hinge. Well, you stick it straight up, and then you pluck the wings. And you got these little tabs here sticking out on the ends. They look like detailing, but they're not. You're gonna peg them into the size of the Buster Rifle. And then they also want you to take the shield, which you don't have to, but they tell you to do it. So I'm gonna do it, just to make it more official. And then you just peg this extra gap, this extra slot here, which wasn't used before. It's gonna go near the sensor. So it's pegged here and now at the back. And now you have a Buster Sword for your Wing Gundam. And I actually had this displayed like this for many, many years. And then I decided to turn it back to normal. And I actually took off the shield because it's not really that important. It still is a Buster Sword if you look at it like that. But the shield does, it does kind of give it a little extra something. It just doesn't have it on the other side. And it's a simple little thing. It doesn't take away from anything that is on the kit. You wouldn't know it was sacrificed because it's not sacrificed. They just added a little bit of extra stuff here and there to make it work. So I love this thing. This is my favorite SD Wing Gundam. And if the Cross Silhouette line does it, it might be my favorite then. But for now, love this thing. Great kit.